Today we're going to be taking a look at Diaper Bank of the Ozarks. So we'll start out going to the URL and then typing in at the end /wp-admin. This will take us to the login page where you'll put in your username and password. All right, so we're in the website, and this is where you're going to find everything that makes your website function. So the things here on the right are unimportant. The main things that we need to look at go down the line here on this dashboard on the left. So I'm going to go down through each of these items and explain briefly how they work so that you should be able to update and change things as you need. Here in updates, this is where your updates for different themes or plugins, the different things that we've used to build your website are located. And you are welcome to come in here, click all update plugins. For the sake of time, I'm not going to do that right now, but we do that for our clients. So for everybody, all our sites, we update those regularly 2 to 3 times a month. So we go in there and do that for you. So you don't have to worry about it, but you can if you want. Moving on to posts. You are not using posts currently, but this would be a blog post type function. So if you ever wanted to set something like that up, you can do that through here, but you're currently not using that. Looks like we have 2 accordions. We're not using this one, so we'll talk about responsive accordion. This is used on your page under counties. I don't think we actually ended up using that one, but I'm going to show you on the site where we're using it. It should be under partners, I believe. Down here, this is an accordion. That opens and closes, I suppose, like an accordion would. And if you come in here to counties, this is where all that information is located. So for each of those little sections of the counties, each part that has a plus or a plus that gives you more information, each of those are one of these here. One of these accordion. So if you ended up needing to change or get rid of one of your partners, if you're no longer a partner and you need to delete that, you can come in here to whatever county you're working with. So Christian County, you can delete it through here, but this has some short code in it. If you come into this editor here, you're on the text side. If you go to the visual side, it'll show you that short code makes this bold. And so then if you come in through here, this then kind of works like a word processing, like Microsoft Word or whatever. So if you've got a new organization, then I can bold this, and you're going to want to turn these into a bullet pointed list so that they make sense. And that's being goofy on me. There you go. So if this text side has the short code, but then that's going to have what you want. So then you click OK. And then you would come up here and click update. So then I'm going to refresh my page where it is. And let's see, under Christian County, we now have our new information. But obviously we don't need that. So let's come back in here. And all I have to do is come into this visual side here and delete that. Click OK. Click update. And then it's back to the way it was, which is what you want. So if you ended up adding more counties and you need to add part of an accordion or getting rid of a county, obviously, I mean, not obviously, but it is a little trash can, so you would just click that and delete it. I'm not going to do that now since we don't want to. And then if you wanted to add a new one, you would just add a new accordion, put your title in here, you can type in whatever you want right there, or you can click here on this editor and it'll give you the options to bold and italicize or use bullet points. And then you're also going to want to notice right here, the accordion icon right now is this, it's this little button here. And that's talking about this. So if I create a new one, I need to change it to the same one so that they all look the same. And then come up here and click update again. And then it should work just like that. And you can always create so let's go ahead and get rid of that. Click update. And you can always create a whole new accordion if you want, and it would just function the same way. You'll just start by, you'll give it a title. So this one's called Counties. I believe I made one when we first started with the site. I was going to make one, and then I changed my mind. I didn't think it looked right. But it would be the same thing. You can put information in here about your organization, and all you would do is just add new accordion, and you can put information there. So wherever you think an accordion might be useful, you can add a new accordion right through here. Add new accordion, and it'll work just the same way, and it'll show up right here. Then you have accordion shortcode, which this is how you place it wherever you want to place it. So you would just copy and paste this shortcode wherever you wanted to put it. So I think that should be the main things to help you out there. Let's move on to media. In media, this is just where your pictures are and where if you had any PDFs or your logo, those type of things, that's where they're located. But you can always have access to these items from wherever you need them. So don't necessarily need to come to the media library, but that's where they all are located. Moving on to forms. Looks like you have a contact information form. I believe it's the same form. Contact here, name, address, phone number, comments. I believe it's the same one here too. It is. Okay, so you just have one form, which is really simple and really easy. The way that it works is you can add fields through standard or advanced. Right now, you've got everything that you need, but if you wanted to edit this, let's say you didn't want people to have to put their last name, you can get rid of that. Or you can change these by clicking on them and then come down here and see, okay, well, I don't need the city, state, and zip code. And you can change that, or you can change the label. So if you wanted to say, I mean, obviously you're not going to change address, but if you wanted to change something else, like this is just a single line text field, and I put, or I guess it's phone number here. So that's how I changed this when I made it, is I put the word evening in front of it to duplicate the form that you had on your old site. And then you can rearrange these just by dragging them around. So you can add fields just by doing this, and you can make them required if you want, anything like that. And then if you decide you don't want it, just delete it and get rid of it. And then again, just come in here and click update when you're done. So then you'll want to go to settings. And this is where you'll look at notifications. So when a form comes in right now, it's just going to appear, and you have access to the back end, this part of your website. So it's just going to send it to whoever the administrator, whoever has their email. But you can always change this or add a different notification and send it to a Gmail or whoever's in charge of your volunteers, or whatever email you want to put there. All you got to do is just put the email and put their name there if you want, and just fill in the necessary fields. But right now it's got all fields, and it's just going to send you, every time someone fills out the contact form, it'll send it to that email. And then if you go to entries, it'll show you who has filled out a form. So it looks like we have some. So these are the people who filled out forms, and once we get your the back end set up so that it can email to you, you'll have access to all of these and then you can view them. And so yeah, if you come to forms, you just have the one, and you can come to settings, you can come to entries through here. Form settings, entries. So I think that's most of what you would need for forms. So let's move on to pages. Pages are what you think they are, just the different pages on your website with information. And this works exactly like that editor worked on on the Accordion. You'll see that it looks very much the same. You've got the text side with the code, with the short code and stuff, and the visual side. So we have this set up now so that you've got whatever your page is titled about. Where is your about page? Is it? I'm not sure what page this is. Mission statement. Maybe we took this off. I feel like maybe we took this off. I can't remember. So let's go to cloth diapers so I can explain how this works. Under the cloth diapers page, you've got, so it's called cloth diapers. That's why this is big at the top. And then you've got all these other little headers. And those are in header 2. So you can change the size through here. And you can hyperlink to an email or to an outside site. That's done by just highlighting whatever text you want to be a link, clicking on this little button here, typing in whatever you want it to link to, and there it is. Now those words will be a link to Google. If you don't want it or you messed up, you didn't get all the letters in, just remove it and do it again. You can add bullet points. Like I said, you can align left, center, or right. You can add a picture onto your page, right there onto your page. Wherever your cursor is last, that's where it's going to go. And then you can click on it and you can align it however you want. You can edit the size of it. You can make the picture link to a custom URL. Type in, google.com or whatever right there and update, or you can get rid of it. And I feel like those are the main things you need to know about pages as well. So if you just need to come in and edit some of your information, this is where you would do it. And you just come in and click update. And if you wanted to add your form at the end of a new page that you might create, right now it's at the bottom of your volunteer page. You just select which form you want. You don't need to put the title, and then it's going to add the short code right there for you, and the page will show, and the form will show up. You can add your accordion. There's the short code for the accordion that we've created. Yeah, that's most everything there. So that's how you would update pages. And if you wanted to add a new page, just come here to add new, or here to add new, and it'll give you a blank space to add whatever you want. Comments we're not using. Homepage areas is the next thing we want to talk about. That's what creates the areas of your homepage. How these are each broken up into segments like this. So you've got all of them right here. They're not in the same order right here that they are on your homepage. They're in the right order under reorder. And these can be changed and rearranged by dragging them. So we'll go back to homepage areas and we'll take a look at how these are made. So let's see, under this one here, why are diapers needed? Let's look at that one. So again, it functions kind of the same way as your pages or the accordion. We've got why are diapers needed as the header. So we've got that in heading 1, the biggest. And then we've got a bullet pointed list that's centered. Things usually look better centered when you've got these homepage areas. And we've got all of this is highlighted as white text because we've got it on a background of a cute little baby. So that's all set up as white text. So scroll down and here's where we've got our image. So I've got Add file. I can choose whatever picture I want, and I can upload files from your computer, whatever you've downloaded or whatever you've got on your computer. You just drag it and drop it here, or select files. And then it'll show up here, and you click whatever one you want, and it's there, and it's your background. And then your background color is whatever you choose. You can look up code, the number code, or you can just drag this little cursor around. And then this is what makes it more or less. So it's what makes it more opaque or more transparent. And it says that right under here. So then you slide that, and you can just play around with it. And you always want to click padding because it gives you space on either side of the words. So that's how that one is set up. I'm trying to think if any of these are special. So that's how all of these are going to be set up. This one has a button, but as you can see, this one is set up the same way. It's got a picture, and then it's got that overlay white text. So they're all kind of set up the same way. This one, we just didn't make the text white, and we just made the background white. So the in-between ones are just, we didn't do anything down here except click padding yes on those ones. So mission statement, you'll see that this is not white text. It doesn't have that clicked. You've got your heading 1 centered, your words, and then down here just have padding clicked. And the ones with the buttons, so volunteering, you've got learn more here. And what I did was I used the hyperlink button and created it to link to the volunteer page within your own site. And then I clicked this format button, and that's what gives it that look like a button. So if you want to add a new homepage area, just going to make this heading 1. Gonna center those, format them to white text. Hyperlink this to wherever you want. Make it a button. And we'll do get a picture, and that's a good color. We'll slide this up to here, padding yes, and publish. And then we'll come in here to reorder because it's going to show up probably at the top. Yep, it did. And we kind of want it right there. So let's come to my home page and we'll refresh. Let's see, where is it? There it is. So let's go back to all homepage areas and go to hello, and we'll delete that because we don't want it. And it shows up there in the trash. Most things you delete are going to show up in the trash where you can either restore them or delete them. Again, finally. And I think that's all that you need to know about homepage areas. That should be really helpful. And again, if you just need to go in and edit things, you should be able to figure that out based off of what I've showed you. And you even could make your own new homepage area if you wanted to. Let's move on to appearance. There are 2 items under appearance that we want to talk about, which are widgets and menus. So let's start with widgets. Probably the only widget you have in here is a picture and menus. That's what I'm thinking. And these little pictures down here. So in the header right, we've got an image, which is what shows up here. And we've got our menu. And then I believe in the footer, under home top, we've got pods, list items. This is what allows your site to have these homepage areas, so you want to leave that alone. In the footer, you have your social media menu, which is down here. And you also have those 3 images. So if you ended up needing a new image down at the bottom, you would come into image, and let's say you want it to go right next to those. You're going to say footer 2, add your widget, choose an image, and you're going to want to make it the same size, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through all that, but you're going to want to make it the same size as the others. And then click save. And if you want to rearrange where it is, just slide it, and you can even put it somewhere else if you want, into this place. And then if you decide I don't want this anymore, just delete it. And then always come and hit save wherever you're at. So you find whatever thing you're wanting to add. You might want to add a new menu, and then you choose where you want it to go. You're probably not going to have a whole lot that you want to change here, but if you do end up adding a new menu or something, this is where you would do it. So let's talk about menus. You have 2 menus, your home menu, which is this, and your social menu, which is this. So for, I believe these all just take you to a page, and then this one, so if you created a new page, it's going to show up over here. All your pages under view all, they would be right here. So if you want to add a new one, you add it to your menu, and then you can put it wherever you want. And you can change this label to whatever you want it to say, or you can remove it. You can make sub-menu items, and you can make a custom link. So wherever you want to link to, Google, and then add what link text is going to be whatever shows up there. So that's what we have for your donate. We have your Razoo link, and then we just have the label as donate. So obviously you want to get rid of this, and then you'll click save menu. Social, you want to click here to come to your social menu. And for this, these are all custom links, and the label is using shortcode here, and then it's linked to your different social media. So if you have an additional social media, which you have, a good amount here, but if you have an additional one, all you would do is create a custom link, copy this into here, and change this to what other type of social media. Oops, I don't want to go back. And then you would just link to your Google Plus or whatever, and then add it to your menu. So you can just copy and paste what's already there by clicking on the little down button. Just copy and paste this, and wherever it says Twitter or wherever it says Facebook, you change it to whatever you want. And again, you can reorder these if you want, or make sub menu items, but again, you're probably not going to want to do that. So that's all you really need to know about menus. Plugins, that's what we use to build your website. Probably not going to need anything there. Users is where you will create an administrator user for you, and then it's where you can change your password. Come down here, and you should be able to change your password once you have your admin. Tool settings, SEO, not things you're going to need to worry about. Facebook feed is what allows your events page to function. So whenever you have a Facebook event, it just shows up. So this is just set up to just show your Facebook feed. So you don't need to worry about anything here, but that's what that's for. Duplicator is something we used for your site to launch it, so you don't need to worry about that. Slider revolution is probably the last thing we're going to talk about. And it is what creates this section of your homepage area. So let's take a look at your slider. So what we've done in here is we've got a picture. You can change the image for the background if you want by coming in here and doing the same thing you did on all those other pages. Source settings, this can change. You can change the position of the photo in here where it falls so that you can see the most or least of the baby's face, or, if it doesn't look right. And you're also, what else might you need to know? Ken Burns is what makes it gives it that look that it's zooming out. And this one is zooming in, kind of. You can see that. And that's by changing these numbers here, scale in percent, from this percent to this percent. You don't want to go much past the low 100s, and that's how you would change that. Something that might be helpful for you to know with these slides. So if you just want to change that image, if you've got a new image or something, you might want to just come in here and click duplicate, and then your slide will look exactly the same. And just click on it, and now this one's highlighted, so this is the one we're editing. Let's say I just am tired of that image and I want a new one. Then you've got a new image. And you can change and modify these by clicking on them. And so I've got my volunteer today and my learn more tab. So I want to edit this one and I want to change what it says. You can change what it says through here. And you can drag it where you want it to come over here, and be in line with this guy. You can scoot that one over. And this one is linked. So you come to actions. It's got a simple link and it links to your volunteer page. So all you'd have to do is, I'll show you on this one. If I want to add an action, I click the plus, simple link, and then that's where I type in the URL. And then you click save on every. So you have to go through each screen size and make sure that it looks right and that it's within these bounds. That's how your slides remain mobile responsive through each different size screen. You have to go through and click save. And you might need to change the length of this thing to make it look better. So you can hold down shift and make it smaller. You can change come into style, can change the font size to something bigger, but the line height needs to remain the same, or needs to remain, the same size or bigger. You can change the weight to make it smaller and thinner. You can change the color of the text by typing in whatever color code you want, or you can, slightly change it by dragging this down, or by dragging this around to choose whatever color you want. And you can also change the background, or the font is right here. So you're using Quicksand, you can change it through here. And you've also got, if you hit this down arrow, background. So that's how your background is a blue color. Change it the same way. And this is how opaque your background is. You can change this. So if you want your background to change, this is how much padding is at the top and all around. So I can change this to just make it smaller. The padding on each side of the lettering. And you can give it a border if you want. And you'd give that some width, so Let's do 5 so you can see it. Not sure I'm not seeing it. I want a solid border. It's because it's transparent. There we go. So if I choose a color, there's my border. And the reason it changes when you hover over it is based on hover. Hover over here. So whenever you hover, it's going to change it to another color. So you can change that for how it looks when you hover over it. Just like that. And the reason these corners are rounded and these are sharp is based on border. You can see border radius. So top left has 0, bottom left has 0, and then the others are 21, and they've got those rounded edges. You can add a new layer by coming in here, and we'll see it's right here. So I can come to style. I want to change the font. I want to make it bigger. Make it fatter. I want to center it always so that I can drag it, and then from the center I know this always needs to be 0. So that in case I get too far to the left or right, I always want it to be centered. And I want it to have a background color like that, and I need to give it some padding on all sides. And really I want to be editing. I want to start here and then move through each of the screen sizes. So let's go here. And do these have animation? Yeah, it looks like they do. So when you come into the site, let me see again. Yeah, they fly in like that. So here, I can check that out by clicking play. So this one doesn't have any animation yet. So let's say I want this one to smooth mask from left, and I want it to be the last thing that happens. So I want to slide it back over here. I need to scoop this guy up so that it all falls in the right range, and then I want it to last a little bit longer. So I change this. Click save, and then once you've clicked save and you've looked through each of your screen sizes, you can look at the preview and check out if it looks how you want it to look. Obviously, I'm not doing anything awesome here, so I maybe should have done something that you might actually want to change, but generally, if you're just, and you can always get rid of it if you want by looking at your layers and trashing it. Okay. And since we don't want this slide, I'm going to delete it. And you can always rearrange the slides as well. Let me refresh because that shouldn't take that long. Sorry about this. I don't know why it's doing that. So come to my homepage slider. There. Okay, so it's all fine. And if you want to make the slide invisible for a while, you just click the red. And if you want to bring it back, click the green. And like I said, you can rearrange them by dragging them. You can add a new slide by adding a blank slide. Or you can duplicate this one and then edit it. And if you go into slider settings, that's where your shortcode is located. And it's right here, so you need to copy that, and then you would paste it wherever you're going to use it, which right now we have it in homepage areas, in the home slider homepage area, it just has the short code for the slider, and you just have to copy and paste it there and click update. So let's see, we have WP Google Map, but I don't think you're using it. You're not. So that's everything. That's all that you need to know. And that should get you started on making the changes that you might want to make as time goes on. But you can always ask us for help if you need help along the way, and we'll be able to help you if you get stuck on something. But this should get you a pretty good start. So always let us know if we can help, but hopefully this video will do a lot of that for us.